eyes and imagine the first sip of coffee or the comforting cup of tea in the morning, or even nowadays an energy drink. That pinch of energy you feel rushing through your body as it wakes you up the first thing in the morning. My question for you all: how many of us drink coffee, energy drinks, or soda daily? Or should I may ask, how many of us don't? It's okay, we aren't alone. According to the National Institutes of Health, about 80% of the world population consumes caffeine every single day, with a daily intake of equal to 200 milligrams, one of these, equivalent to around 3 espresso cups per day. However, did any of you stop and ask yourself what it actually does to your body and what caffeine really is? My curiosity has led me to explore scientific studies, health articles, and personal experience relating to the fascinating source of energy. Today, let's dive into the world of caffeine together, and armed with knowledge, we're exploring the effects, risks, and guidelines for a safety way to intake energy drinks or caffeine in general. What is it about the first sip of coffee, tea, energy drinks that gives us that morning shock after a long day that night before? Understanding the importance of caffeine effects and what caffeine really does to our body is very important. Not only does it allow us to know what we're putting in our bodies, but also limit ourselves and what our body can really take. People often refer to caffeine as that miracle drug that comes with no cost. However, caffeine is as addicting like anything else can be. Have you ever noticed how that little energy drink doesn't do its magic and makes you think you need a little bit more pinch of it? That, my friend, is caffeine tolerant. Our body is adapting to its daily dose to the point where it's not doing its job anymore and leads you to think that you need a bit more. In fact, the article Medical Examiner Jobeen Begum states another common belief that caffeine tolerance only affects heavy caffeine users. However, that is very incorrect. Tolerance will develop no matter the dose. The only factor that's crucial for developing a tolerance is the frequency at which you drink a coffee or anything in general. For instance, a person who takes less than 50 milligrams of caffeine, about half a cup of coffee, will still develop the tolerance if you take it every single day. Moreover, once our body becomes used to consuming the daily dose, that delicious caffeine, whether it's an iced coffee with that extra shot of espresso, your monster or tea, and leads to what we know as withdrawal symptom. What happens if you don't feed your body what it is asking for you, or if you ever decide to take a break because you notice that your body isn't feeling the same anymore, your body is going to start to break down. It's going to start to withdraw to the point where your body and your brain starts processing, which leads to headaches, low energy, and moodiness. I know, for experience. Caffeine consumers may not think that a tiny little bottle of Celsius can do so much harm to your body. Nonetheless, drinking more than what your body can take fakes you out to think that you need more energy, when in reality, it really blocks out adenosine. Adenosine is a neurotransmitter in your brain that promotes relaxation and makes you sleepy, the chemical that tells you to go to sleep after a long day of work, school, in general. So often people rely on caffeine and begin to overdo themselves because they are sleep deprived, but in reality, it's just because their body consumes so much caffeine and it doesn't let them consume that adrenaline, so your body just crashes. Drinking caffeine may become a normal to many people, but unfortunately, don't stop to think how your body is taking so much caffeine all at once, more than what your body is used to. Unfortunately, caffeine overload also affects pregnancy for expecting. According to Morris Brown, an editor for Medical News Today, he indicated that consuming more than 300 milligrams is already doing enough for your body. People that want to have babies, people that have heart problems, stuff like that. On the other hand, yes, caffeine, like everything else, has its cons, but it also has its pros. It's not always too bad as long as you know how to control it. I'm going to list a couple of benefits of that caffeine may have. Caffeine is now the most widely used stimulant in the world. It is a stimulant in humans, and it is mostly distributed through drinks, including tea, caffeine, soft drinks, and chocolate. Yes, caffeine is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about coffee. But coffee contains antioxidants, and other active substances that may reduce internal inflammation and protect against disease, say nutrition experts from Johns Hopkins University School of Medical. Mr. John recently stated that participants who were given 200 milligrams of caffeine tablets after studying a series of images were better at distinguishing these same images from similar ones when tested the next day. So Hopkins states that caffeine is not only linked to lower chance of developing Parkinson's disease, but it also may help with their movements and their memory. Believe me, you can take caffeine without a trouble as long as you're safe with it, as long as you're safe with anything in general. And the best way for everything is with caution. To sum up everything, there are many things that us humans may get addicted to. Many are their phones, some eating hot Cheetos, and like myself, caffeine. There are so many healthy ways in consuming caffeine. It doesn't mean you have to drown yourself in caffeine or energy drinks. It all starts with just one little sip and boom. The last thing you know, you're already consuming 4 of these little drinks that really mess you up after a while. According to the FDA, the best way to do so is to intake a max of 400 milligrams per day. However, which is equal to 4 cups of sodas and 2 energy drinks, which is very important for you to be mindful of your caffeine intake throughout your day. If you take just a second out of your day to watch what you are consuming, you can really notice your body sensitivity and the safe ways in which you can consume your caffeine. I went over the effects, some risk, and a little bit of guidelines that you can also do just to play it safe. There is no need to take away something that you enjoy. Just with cautious and safe manner, you can still enjoy the things that you like. My friends, caffeine can still be a good option for you, and I hope you enjoyed.